Russell Westbrook is more important to the Wizards' success than Bradley Beal. And if we've learned anything from this year, it's that Bradley Beal, for all his incredible talent, he's undoubtedly a top 5 shooting guard in the league, maybe top 3, I don't know. His beautifully balanced game, he's not a negative defender, he's an okay playmaker, he's in the top 1% of scorers in the league, but he's not a franchise superstar. He's the perfect running mate for almost any star. He's a perfect complementary piece, but he's not a foundational building block. And when you look at the Wizards, they're 20-12 when Bradley Beal scores above 30 points. That's a terrific record and impressive. But the more he tries to take over a game, the worse they usually go. They're 7-8, below 500 when Bradley Beal scores over 35 points. They're 1-5 when he scores 40 points. And for just one final quick stat, they're 0-4 when he scores 45 points or more. Winless, have not won at all. You compare that to Russell Westbrook and say what you want about the stat padding, say what you want about the triple-doubles don't mean anything anymore. But they're 18-13 when Russell Westbrook registers a triple-double. That's 31 triple-doubles in a season. We're not even done with it yet. The ball needs to be in Russell Westbrook's hands for the majority of the game. And if we take it out of him for the last couple of minutes when he has been known to make some real rogue decisions, that's fine. But for 45, 44 minutes of the game, that ball needs to be running through Russell Westbrook. And let's look at how he's scoring and how the record goes up. When he scores 20 points or more, they're 12-20. That's crap. 25 points or more, they're 10-6. 30 points or more, they're 6-1. Russell Westbrook goes well, the Wizards go well. Bradley Beal goes well, the Wizards don't go so well. I think he's more important.
Yeah. End of pod.
That was a great argument. First of all, I'm furious at the timing of this podcast because I know that I'm going to be the guy that is arguing somewhat against this.
And you have been all year. Oh, God.
And it comes a day after Russell Westbrook puts up 24 assists, 21 rebounds, 14 points in a Wizards win as they continue to surge, as I said, 13-3 over their last 16. Credit where credit's due, Russell Westbrook has been playing good winning basketball. But I think the thing it boils down to for me is just like, how much does that actually mean? You know, you're saying he's more important to the Wizards' success than Bradley Beal. But it's like, what's the success? Like, I understand they're winning games, but
is that not the
that's
success?
You
go to a game, there are two results.
Definition of success, you win.
As in, this is a team that's 30-35. Like, there isn't much success in Washington. I understand that they're surging, they're doing well, and Russell Westbrook has a big part to play in it. But what I feel like we're seeing is just what we already know of Russ, which is he can take a not-so-good roster and make them average. He can lift up guys that are below average NBA players and make them look really good and make a team, you know, get across the line in a regular season. I don't think that's ever been, like, you know, refuted when people are criticizing Russell Westbrook.
Gary, look down this roster. They've lost their starting center and their third best player to an ACL injury at the start of the season.
Saying.
Their lottery pick is gone as well, and yet they're still looking to win games. So if you're going, oh, okay, yeah, like they've taken this crap roster and they're not winning as many games as you'd like, take off the third best player, starting center, the best defender, and their number one lottery pick off any roster and be like, go be better.
No, but that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that's almost like, that's to my point. I think we saw in OKC when Russell Westbrook was the man, you know, he put up the triple-doubles. The triple-doubles, of like, more often than not meant that OKC were winning. And we saw him take a pretty terrible roster further than we thought possible and further than a guy like Bradley Beal could take a really shit roster. I'm saying, like, I'm with you on that. They don't have a good roster. Russell Westbrook can fill gaps and, like, you know, pull guys over the line when he needs to in the regular season. I just feel like we're saying Russell Westbrook is more important to this Wizards roster because it's bad and that's his strength. And Bradley Beal is a guy that, for me, if the Wizards were good, if the Wizards had, you know, a full roster of guys who can actually help win basketball games, Bradley Beal's the guy that lifts your ceiling. Russell Westbrook's the guy that lifts your floor. And for me, if we're talking about success, right now their success is that they're in the 10th seed, have recovered really well from a bad start to the year. But there's not going to be real success because when they play the best teams, they're not going to be able to go with them in the playoffs.